Yes, it's the Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And today, we're looking at the role of Jeff Horn's trainer, Glenn Rushton, his actions in the corner. As you'll know by now, Jeff Horn took one hell of a shellacking, took one hell of a beating in there, in Townsville. It's caused a lot of discussion. It's aroused a lot of discussion, a lot of debate. So let's take a look at Jeff Rushton's words. Jeff Rushton has come out in defense of himself. He's got some things to say about the situation. Okay, so let's get into it. So, Jeff Horn's trainer, Glenn Rushton, has lashed out at critics who believe that he was placing his fighter's health at risk. There you see Jeff Horn just before the end of the fight. Okay, so Horn had been dropped twice and taken a beating at the hands of the undefeated junior welterweight Tim Tszyu during their showdown on Wednesday in Townsville, Australia. So when Horn came back to the corner at the end of the 8th round, he could barely speak as his cornermen asked him questions. He was largely unresponsive. Okay, but Rushton wasn't looking to stop the fight. He kept asking the boxer if he had a punch left in him. Eventually, the referee and the other cornermen were all in agreement that Horn was done. Rushton, however, did not believe his fighter had taken a beating at that point. Rushton said, "I don't sleep well when these things happen. You care an awful lot about the fighter." Just to clear up how the fight ended, the referee did actually stop the fight. Was Jeff getting badly beaten? No. Was he getting badly hurt? No. But the pop wasn't there. We could just see that the fire was gone, said Rushton. We said to him at the end of the 8th round, "Jeff, do you want to go on?" He shrugged his shoulders. Stephen Edwards, the other cornerman, said, "I think he's answered the question." Phil Austin came over and said, "You've had enough." The same thing happened in the Pacquiao fight. We didn't stop it then. I didn't argue this time because I could see the fire was gone. Would you encourage a champion to perform well, or would you just let him chuck in the towel? Was Jeff badly hurt? No. Was he excessively fatigued? No. What reason was there for stopping the fight other than he was losing the fight? People expect you to deliver the best performances you can. Jeff had a puncher's chance of winning. He's done it before, but the hunger just wasn't there. Those are the words of Glenn Rushton. He just didn't believe that his fighter was done. Tried doing the Australian accent. I hope he did it justice. He didn't believe that his fighter, Jeff Horn, was done. However, I watched the fight, and I can tell you that everybody else in the corner was desperate to pull him out. Absolutely desperate. They were frantic. They were looking at Glenn Rushton as if to say, "Just stop the damn thing. He's had enough. Can't you see the lad's had enough?" But Rushton didn't feel that way. Rushton felt that Jeff Horn had more to give, whereas everyone else thought that Jeff Horn was done. Well and truly done. What can I say about Tszyu? Well, Tszyu came in with a brilliant strategy to stop the head, the noggin, the dangerous head of Jeff Horn. He turned sideways, made sure he had something in the way between Jeff Horn's head and his head. You know, his shoulder in the way, put his arm in the way, put his elbow in the way. So Jeff Horn's head could barely get into the zone. You know, so they couldn't go head to head. The headbutts were nullified. Jeff Horn's headbutts were nullified by Tim Tszyu. And I commend Tszyu for that. Tszyu even almost comedy-ish to see Tszyu hitting Horn in the back of the head in response to Jeff Horn hitting him in the back of the head. Full credit goes out to Tszyu. He fought fire with fire. He knew that Jeff Horn was coming in head first. And he, along with his trainer, and no doubt his father, came up with a beautiful strategy to nullify the head of the billy goat, Jeff Horn. And he really did a number on him. He beat him from pillar to post. Contrary to many others, I thought that Jeff Horn showed some pop in the first round. Everybody said he got beaten from the first bell to the last one. I thought Jeff Horn showed some pop in the first round. With those hooks. The lunging head didn't work, but he did land a nice couple of hooks to the dome of Tszyu in the first round. But after that, it was pretty much, well, it was all one-way traffic. Tim Tszyu went down to the body, mixed it up. Body, head, body. When Jeff Horn rushed in, he would sidestep him, clinch him from behind, and then give him a couple of whacks to the jaw from behind. It was a beautiful, marvelous performance. It was a bull against the skillful matador. The matador, of course, being Tim Tszyu. But I find Greg Rushton's story a little bit skewed. That's not how I saw the ending in the corner. What I saw was all the other trainers, like I previously said, frantic that the fight should stop because Jeff Horn was simply exhausted from the thorough and fully comprehensive beating he was receiving at the hands of Tim Tszyu. And whereas everybody else in the corner wanted it to end, Greg Rushton was urging that they fight on. But this fella here, by the name of Adam Copeland, who fought on the undercard, he already made up his mind, as the rest of the trainers had done. And he had made up his mind that he was not going to let Greg Rushton railroad Jeff Horn into another round of beating, which could have been extremely dangerous in his fatigued, exhausted state. And so this is the ending of the fight. Adam Copeland there waving to the referee, no, stop it. At this point, Greg Rushton was still trying to urge Jeff Horn on. But as you see, Adam Copeland, no, wasn't having it. And he convinced the referee that it was done. And good work there from the rest of the cornermen. Greg Rushton, or what can you say, he's a crazy guy. Or maybe that craziness helped Horn in the past, but in this instance, he could have seen him end up in a worse way than he already was. Could have seen him end up in a real bad way. So fortunately, I'm glad that the other cornermen, in particular, Adam Copeland, seen here, glad they spoke up. They wouldn't have it. And no doubt, I would imagine Jeff Horn would have had a visit to the hospital, maybe even stayed in overnight. I don't know. Put him on an IV drip. I don't know. But definitely keep him in for observation because he was done well before the 8th. Well before the end of the 8th. So, hopefully, Jeff Horn recuperates, gets back to full health, but that beating there is gonna be feeling it. He's gonna be feeling that. He's gonna be wearing that. And the question is, does Jeff Horn enter the ring again, or does he call it a day? He's taken some severe beatings of late. He was even taking a beating in the Pacquiao fight early out until the referee stepped in and said, one more round, I'm going to end it. So, Jeff Horn, where does he go from here? Too many beatings? Is this one beating too many? Or is Jeff Rushton going to urge him on? Get back in there, lad. I think he should hang him up now. He's got paid. He's had several paydays. Of course, he got a payday against Pacquiao. He got a payday against Crawford. And I don't think he was fighting for free against, what's that fella's name, Zafari? Yeah, twice. And he certainly wasn't fighting for free against Tim Tszyu. So, hopefully, Jeff can walk away in the sunset, a wealthy man, and hopefully with his health intact. I don't see what there's left for him to do. He became world champion for a short time. And then, was it Crawford? I think it was Crawford who relieved him of that responsibility. So, we have Greg Rushton's words. We get those contradicted by the video footage, and we have what looks like a retired Jeff Horn saved by his cornermen and the referee, but not his head trainer. What say you? It's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And I'm out.